What's going on, Juco?
How my traders doing this morning? Are y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling great? Are you ready to dominate the markets on today? Let's get to it. Let's see what we got on the charts for ourselves today. But before we do start, we got about 28 minutes until market open. Independence Day is on its way and it is coming up. So we want to take advantage of opportunities of what we have in the market today. And right now, let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. Where are we on the charts? So we're taking a quick look at MES right now. Hold on, we're gonna get ourselves set up. To get the day going. All right, so there are a few things that I'm going to share with us and drop in the chat real quick. We're gonna drop our Discord in the track. In the chat. Those of you who want the weekly newsletter, that's going to be dropped in the chat too as well. The weekly newsletter. That way we could have you all set for this morning with everything that you need already right here. And those of you who want to schedule an appointment so we could get some one-on-one for trading. If you want to get some one-on-one trading activity going. Uh-oh. All right. So we got that going this morning. How's everybody feeling? Y'all feeling good this morning? I know I am. After yesterday's trading was, I wouldn't say that it was awful. I think we did a great job with risk management. I think we did a great job with being able to put ourselves in a position of where we did not risk too much capital, right? We didn't risk too much capital on yesterday. And I really like that. I like when we do things like that because we preserve capital to be able to continue within our trading, right? To be able to continue to make the right choices, make the right decisions as it pertains to the charts. All right. So getting everything squared away for each other right now. Those of you who are tuning in with me this morning, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps with the visibility of the show. And so let's dive into it. Let's see what we have this morning. So we are trading a little bit below midnight open. We're hanging around midnight open right now. We're reacting off of this 4 hour fair value gap. If we go here, we're acting off this 4 hour gap that's right here where price went and touched. If you drop down to a 1 hour time frame, you'll be able to see it where we reacting solely off of the gap that's here. So we've seen price come back and trade within that area. And so now it's pulling back, right? So this fair value gap that's right here has not been fully inversed as of yet. And so we're just trading off of this here. So if you were to drop down to a lower time frame, perhaps like the 15-minute, it'll look something just like this. So we're reacting off of this gap here and staying below midnight open, which draws our bias into a place of where we are a little bit undecided at the moment and just have to wait until the market open to be able to give us what we're looking for. When I drop down to a lower time frame, I drop down to the 1 minute. Asia session was just horrible on last night. You get somewhat of a sweep here, create this low here. So we do have a low point that's here. We'll call this London low. This is London low right here. And here off of London lows, we went back into this fair value gap and just been resting around this area of midnight open. So when the market open, we'll have a better idea as to where the market wants to go. I see possibly this being a accumulation. So we want to look for power of three accumulation here. We want to get a manipulated move, whether it's to the upside or downside, and we want to follow that up with distribution. So we're just going to be currently patient at the moment to be able to see what's happening. Let's take a look at M&Q. So we see the same thing with M&Q as well. We go to the 15-minute on M&Q. So when you're looking at M&Q, we're in this bearish order block once you drop down to like the 15-minute or the 1 minute chart. You can see here, we have this here. So very bearish at the moment as it pertains to M&Q in the markets today. go back over here a little bit, you have change of character here between this higher low here to this point here. So it's a little bit interesting as to what we have going on this morning. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays itself out. So one other thing that we want to do, what we do want to take a look at this morning, it is about 9:12. So let's go ahead and get ourselves our jazz music going this morning, man. We're slacking a little bit, but it's all good. So we're gonna take a look at a few things this morning. We're gonna take a look at gold. We're gonna take a look at silver. Um, and how about China? There has been reports that China has stopped trading on gold. Have y'all heard that? That China has stopped trading on gold. So we could see if we could find that report on China uh, no longer trading on gold. Let's see if we could find that for you this morning. So what it says here is major Chinese banks, including Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, have halted retail leverage paper gold trading services linked to Shanghai Gold Exchange to protect individual investors from extreme price volatility. So, what does that say about gold? When they say extreme price volatility, and we're looking at, let's look at gold from the 4 hour, right? Be able to just get a better ideal as to where we are within gold. Or should we go? Let's go into the daily. Actually. So us looking at this on the daily, right? We see this major support of this support line broken, and we have a little bit of resistance here. We're just trading sideways. So if gold was to reverse down, right? What did we say? We're calling for 32.93. We're calling for 32.93 if this were to happen, right? So let's just see if we find anything as far as let's take a look at Bloomberg and what Bloomberg says about Chinese banks reign in retail gold. You know, things like this starts to happen. We don't want that. So there's this South China Morning Post that we could take a look at together. Pull this up for you. So it says major Chinese bank suspends individual trading on Shanghai Gold. Okay, are they not going to allow us to see it? Here we go. On Shanghai Gold Exchange amid volatility. Risk controls intensify as banks seek to curb leverage trading despite expectations of resilient long-term gold demand. Chinese banks are accelerating efforts to scale back retail trading of precious metals, with the price of gold below 4,000 an ounce for the first time since November, highlighting growing volatility in a market that has lost nearly 30% of its value since peaking earlier this year. So what does that mean? Right? With gold, with not even just gold, but with silver as well. So if gold is pulling back, silver is pulling back. What is this telling you? Same thing for Bitcoin. That investors are risk off. Look at Bitcoin futures this morning. Even Bitcoin futures is trading lower on the daily. Let's go to intraday to be able to see exactly what we're looking like on intraday. I've been calling for a lower Bitcoin. It's trying to hold its $60,000 range, but I've been calling for a lower Bitcoin. My goodness, look at this wick here. That was at 5:15 in the morning. That's insane. That's insane. If I'm a person who's trading Bitcoin futures, the only chart that I would be looking at is somewhere between a 5 minute and 15-minute chart. And that's probably it. Maybe the 1 hour. To be able to get an overall assessment, I will use the 1 hour. But all in all, no. So with Bitcoin, that's where we are right now with Bitcoin. Micro Ether is kind of pretty much the same way this morning. Has that same wick a little bit. Look at the one that's to the downside. Oh my goodness. You talking about price going to be drawn there for liquidity. So we have our overall assessment of what's happening and taking place. Now, the next thing for us to check and see is if we have any news today, in which I don't think we have any kind of news today that will be affecting us, affecting our trading on today. So Fed Chair Walsh speaks at 9 a.m. this morning. He's speaking this morning at 9 a.m. And at At 10 o'clock, we have manufacturing PMI that comes out as well. Tomorrow being Thursday, we have non-farm payroll and unemployment rate. So this is what we have coming up as far as news. Now that we know the news that we have, let's see if we can expect some volatility around market open based upon Fed Chair Walsh's speech this morning. So let's go back to the charts. We're just still hanging around midnight open, man. We're coming back into this fair value gap. You can see we're trading back into this fair value gap here. So what I'm seeing is that we're stuck in this accumulation phase from Asia, starting from market open on yesterday. So since market opened on yesterday evening, we had a pullback to 75.16. We take that all the way back into London to create a London low, and now it's been on an uptrend since London session, a slight uptrend since London with a pullback. So nothing really significant happened on last night at all, period. So if I were to go from do we get resistance, which we have heavy resistance at 75.46. We have heavy resistance at 75.46 here. So if the market could give us this move, and this is what I'm feeling like could possibly happen. We have about 6 minutes until market opens, but maybe we get something that is like this. We come back, take out London low, and continue on down. So I'm looking for something that's like that. Potentially a move that's like this. Get that break and then come back. This will be the manipulated move to the upside. And then we get distribution here, giving us the power of three of what we're accustomed to seeing. Accumulation here, we get the manipulated move up, then we get distribution to the downside. That's what I'm banking on this morning, but you know, things may change and we can pivot. We can pivot right on cue with the market. So here's what took place on yesterday. So if yesterday can give us a little bit of an idea, we are in this uptrend. So look, we traded up and we had a pullback, and now we're just sitting here at midnight open, right in between this fair value gap here. My question is, do we trade back down to previous day low and bring a balance to the market, to this structure here at 74.70. And that's why my bias is set to where it is, because we need balance back into this structure. There is no balance here. There is no balance when you look at it. Same thing on M&Q. We could take a look at M&Q. There's no balance. You see that on a 15-minute with M&Q? See how it's reacting off of that fair value gap? On the 15. So NQ might be cleaner to trade today. NQ might be cleaner to trade today. So the balance of what you would have within this structure would be somewhere around here, around 30,000, 110. No, a little bit lower than that, 29,936. So this would be the value gap, what we would have here, right? So I could drag this over, right? If I were to drag this over, look at how lower we went. And we have about 2 minutes until market open. Around here is where 29, 9, 10, 75 is where you would have balance and structure on M&Q. So if M&Q is on the pullback, look at where we are with ES. We have about 1 minute until the market opens. Yeah, nice displacement there. Those of you who are my VWAP traders, right? My VWAP traders. We are trading below VWAP on M&Q. Market is now open. So we're dumping and looking like we're coming to take London lows first. That's what it's looking like. Look at here. If we crack anything above the 50, perhaps if we crack above 75.46, we can go long. We'll take our longs there. We'll be above midnight open, and we could take our longs. If we crack below London low, I'm looking for shorts. I think we will remain bearish. Like yesterday didn't give us no manipulation move. We just literally went straight to the upside. When you look at yesterday, when session opened on yesterday, it was just literally when you look here, when the session opened on yesterday, market just skyrocketed, right? Just skyrocketed on yesterday. So we're pulling back. And to my opinion, perhaps if we crack London low, we could be pulling back to equilibrium to balance out the structure. But do we get a manipulated move here and get a sweep of London low and then we catch a reversal uh, and continue to take our previous day high? That could be a move too as well. That's why I like to keep my bias open until I see like a real significant move happen before we get the day started. Sometimes that do affect my trading some, and I may enter into a position a little bit early than what I should. I wanted us to move higher and trade lower, but it's looking like the market wants to go a little bit lower this morning. So let's be patient enough to see what happens. So if we drop down to the 1 minute, we are in this bearish order block and we have buy side liquidity that is resting right here at the 50% level at 75.39. We have buy side liquidity that's there. All right. So what we can do is, now that this move has been retraced 100%, we'll go ahead and remove this, right? We just swept London low here. Just swept London low. This is the reaction, in my opinion, off of Fed Chair Wash. So with him speaking this morning, I think that was that manipulated move to the downside, sweeping London low. Got a lot of rejection here. One thing about these markets that we do know is that we have to be patient. Oh, and we do have to make up for our mistake on yesterday. Yesterday, we moved our initial target TP. For what reason? I have no idea. All right, let's see if we can be able to go long here. We inverted this fair value gap that was here. To get the reaction off of this FVG here, I'm glad we didn't just hop into this trade. We want to be able to see if the downward momentum has stopped, right? At 10 o'clock, hopefully we could get the news to be able to give us that reversal of what we're looking for. If not, if the markets are just going to bleed because Warsh is speaking today, then it's kind of like, so be it. And again, guys, this is day 2 without having my coffee this morning. Oh. So the market is just reacting off of this 1 minute fair value gap. We're still going to continue to be patient, although it's itching its way to be able to invert this, but not quite yet. Just got to be a little bit patient. The market still hasn't given us an entry yet for us to be able to enter into the trade to try longs. If we are long here, so nothing as of yet. Patience is key. And this is another thing when we say all things are not the same, meaning that when I say all things are not the same, I mean that every let's go to Discord real quick. When I say all things are not the same, this is what I mean when I say all things are not the same. All fair value gaps are not treated equal. All fair value gaps are not treated equal. Jeremy, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is you shouldn't be looking to every single gap that comes or exposes itself within the market, you shouldn't be looking to be able to rush into trades immediately once you see them. You have to know which ones to be able to take. So fair share wash is not going to wander into yen policy in Japan. It's making a move, that's all. So with Warsh speaking today, it says Fed Chair Warsh Q&A Centra not going to wander into yen policy in Japan. It's making a move, that's all. So again, I feel as though our pullback had something more so to do with Warsh speaking than anything. We have yet to be able to get an entry to take a trade. So again, we're just going to be patient here. No need to FOMO. So for that sell side liquidity of what we had, that's going all the way back to here, that was taken out. I still think we'd be patient here with that sweep of London low. Let me bring this over here some. Here, I'm gonna go to a higher time frame. So we're still trading below midnight open. We're below midnight open here. Haven't really fully gotten anything of what we want in significance as of yet. So I think we just remain patient here. And this pullback is more so based upon Warsh. Him speaking today. I mean, the market opened right up and just dumped. So I think that's our manipulated move for today. And it's setting itself up for distribution, and we continue to go higher. Back to previous day high, at least to have that draw liquidity there. So let's see if we could get filled here and be able to get our first trade. It's about 9:45. We're 15 minutes away from 10 o'clock. And I'm going to go ahead and enter in here.
Order filled.
Drop down to a lower time frame. Probably add one more. We'll see. Probably was too early. But I like it. I'm looking to target perhaps midnight open. We go back to midnight open and take out previous day high, but we'll see. But the first trade of the day is in the books.
Order filled.
So we added to our position, and I'm going to move my stop to here below this level. Or should we just keep our stop where we had it? So let's see how this trade plans itself out. Gonna cut risk a little bit. So Fed Chair Watch says no secret I wanted the balance sheet to be smaller should depend on rates. Hearing alarm on So Fed Chair Walsh is still speaking. Obviously, the market is turning a little bit bullish. So he may be saying some good key things within this time right here, which is good. So we're close to approaching our first initial TP, which is here. At this level, we'll look to be able to take some profits off at 75.37. So we're looking a little bit stronger. I'm liking what I see here. I would like for us to break above this level. Right now we're trading at midnight open, so we are above midnight open again. Can we continue to push higher off of this manipulated move down low, and the market continues to push itself higher from this point here? We have about 3 minutes and 50 seconds until this 15-minute candle closes here. Maybe perhaps we get an open low close high on the next 15-minute candle. So you see that what happened here was our bias changed from what it was of what we actually wanted. We wanted to move further up first, then we got the pullback, and then we looked to go lower, right? Distribute to the downside. But what we see is we got the manipulated move to the downside first, a sweep of London lows, and now we retrace back up, going up, and now we're at midnight open. Do we constantly pull back here? I have no idea as to why the market will want to come back to retest any of those areas, but so far that's what we got. So let's continue to be patient and see how it plays itself out on this trade here. And we've been hanging around midnight open during Asia and London, right? So this area has been like a support area. So if we are able to bust through here and continue to previous day high, I would like that. And get that next draw on liquidity there at previous day high. 75.68 will be the initial target. Beautiful way to exercise patience here. We are approaching first initial TP. We're 1 minute away from 10 o'clock before news comes out. So we do have news. All right, ISM. So it is 10 o'clock now. ISM manufacturing has not come out yet. I thought it was up here just a few seconds ago. So we're 1 minute away from that this morning. We're about to hit our first initial TP to secure profits for today. Our previous was 54.0. So let's see what our actual is, which is coming out within the next 30 seconds here, 20 seconds.
Order filled.
All right, so we hit first TP on today. All right, so our previous was 54.0. ISM manufacturing consensus reported at 53.3 this morning. So along with Fed Chair Wash and ISM PMI coming out this morning, we see that we're having that reversal move that's there. So it was good that we were able to right? So now that we were able to take some profits here, let's modify this down to 2. And we'll bring ourselves back to midnight. And see, just like yesterday, this is what we were supposed to get on yesterday. Let's see if we can probably we'll come back a little bit below midnight open. We'll come to this level here. We don't want to be wick ourselves, get the trade some room to breathe, get ourselves wicked out of position, right? So, one thing that I was paying attention to of the mistake that we made on yesterday was what? What was the mistake that was made on yesterday? The mistake that was made on yesterday was us being able to move our initial TP when we wasn't supposed to move it at all. We wasn't supposed to move our initial TP. We did, and it cost us a trade, right? It cost us. So today, we find our initial target on where we wanted to take our first initial TP. We did not move it, and it paid itself off for us. That's what I'm talking about when I say making up for the mistakes it is that you make and do it in real time, right? Can you be a person who corrects your mistakes when you make a mistake and you remember the mistake you made? Oh man, I remember when I just did this here. I shouldn't have did this. I should have done this. You know what I mean? Having a true idea as to what you did that was wrong and then just correcting it. Doing what you have to do to correct your mistakes. So we see that this is a heavy area of resistance here. So maybe this was another entry for the shorts, right? For shorts to come in and then price continue on shorter, right? That can perhaps be something that's into play here that we have to keep in mind because it's heavy selling pressure that's here. We need to break above this in order for us to be able to continue long and get this draw on liquidity that's here at previous day high at 50 at 75.68. So we're just exercising patience. So I was just taking a look here at our trades from last week total, from the 21st all the way to the 27th, but I'm gonna move this up to the first of the month, right? That's including with today. So at the first of the month today, we have a win rate of 62%. That's pretty good, right? A 62% win rate. And our average trade time within our trades have been about 12 to 15 minutes. So we're scalping, right? We're scalping. So within 12 to 15 minutes scalping with a 62% win rate, and we're in profit for the week. You can't beat that. 12 minutes making $2,000. Come on now. Who makes $2,000 in 12 minutes? And okay, full average time within trades, right? Full average time within trades. The number of trades we had of what we taken has been 18. And still have that high percentage on the win rate. I like that. All right, so we're going to trail a little bit here. This morning, I'm liking this level a little bit above here. So we're just going to trail just a little bit. If we continue to break above this, let's see if we're able to be strong enough to reach our TP for today. I'm liking it. Do we have a second target to be able to take some profits off the table again? And we do. I'm looking at it at around 75.47. So we'll set another we'll scale off and let our runner run for the rest of the trade. But what we got here was, although it didn't, like this morning, what were we looking for this morning, right? Like I was pretty much looking for this move to happen like this. I wanted to we get a retracement up and we catch the distribution move to the downside, taking out London low. But the market had its own set of rules. That's why you have to be able to adjust and adapt with the market. The market went and gave us what? It reversed this, and it went and swept London low first and then gave us distribution to the upside. And we were able to then take our initial trade here, boom, and catch that and go, right? So being able to see it and be patient enough to allow it to play itself out is how you could dominate the markets. We corrected our mistake on yesterday. What was the mistake that was made on yesterday? The mistake that was made on yesterday, we moved our first initial target, right? We moved it just a few ticks up, and that cost us the trade. Trade reversed all the way back to our entry, right? And what did we have to do? Correct our mistake. What did we do today? We corrected our mistake, and we was able to set our targets properly of where we needed to set them, and we allowed those targets to be able to get hit and get filled, securing it more profits as the trade begins to run. So those of you who are tuning in, please hit that like button. Please hit the like button for W's in the chat. Put a W in the chat if you were able to take this trade with me. Or put a W in the chat if you were able to understand what it is of everything I've explained. And if you have any questions, please put those questions in the chat as well, so I can be able to help explain to you the model and how to trade ICT. You have a lot of people who despise ICT and they hate it, but for me, this is one of the best models it is to trade with. He's proven, right? The creator, he's proven, and there's nothing that he shared that I have not seen in the market, and the market react totally to what he said. Here we go, approaching our next TP. See if we could get some momentum here. There we go. Come on.
Order filled.
There we go. All right, we're going to modify this down to 1. And now we're just going to let our runner run. We're going to allow our runner to run. And here we go. Let's go ahead and secure ourselves in some more profits on today. We'll come right back a little bit below this level here. So I would consider this a win for today. I like how we was able to make up our mistakes on yesterday. We did not lose any capital on yesterday, right? Although we did not win anything on yesterday because we did not secure our first initial target, but we didn't lose any capital. And that kept us being able to come back to the markets tomorrow and be strong in what it is of what we see and react off of what we saw on yesterday, right? So if you go back to yesterday, as we're looking at this trade here, let's just go back to yesterday. Yesterday, this was our first initial target of what we wanted to trade to. Us moving our, no, it was down, let's see, 5-minute EQ. Okay, It was here where we have our sell stop now. That's where our target was on yesterday. Where our sell stop is now to take us out of the trade if the trade was to pull back. That was our first initial target on yesterday. And you could see we did not hit it. Market just pulled all the way back on us, then reversed and went and went long. And I'm like, man, are you serious? Just those small things is what take us out of position to either be in the trade or lose the trade. Just those small things. And when you can make the right adjustments when you need to make those adjustments, that's what preserve capital, and you have more capital to be able to continue on as you're winning throughout the day. We haven't lost a trade since I want to say probably last week. Not definitely not the beginning of the week, not towards the end. Oh, here we go. I traded Asia on like a Sunday, and it did not pan out well at the that's what it was at the beginning of the week. This past week I traded London. It did not pan well, and I was like, you know what, let me leave let me leave Asia alone, because Asia is just garbage. I prefer for you to not trade Asia session. If you trade Asia session, good luck to you, because that is the most garbage I've seen in trading. Pure garbage. We have about 14 minutes until this 5-minute candle closes here. Let's see if we can open up and get an open low close high. If we could get an open low close high on the next 5-minute candle, then we'll continue to trail our position even more. But we have security and profits on today, and so beautiful trade. So let's see if we can open low and close high on this trade. On this candle here. And if you are tuning in, please hit that subscribe button. We're here every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. I will not be here tomorrow. I have an appointment to go to tomorrow, so I will not be here tomorrow to trade with you all. So don't look for us on Thursday, but you can look for us on Friday. right, so while we're patient here, still waiting. Let's see here. I know y'all hear my phone coming through, but that's good news. Getting a text message here, getting some good news. So what did we talk about on Bitcoin? I just got with that Bitcoin has broke above 60,000. So I said earlier this morning when we was doing our analysis and going over the markets overall that Bitcoin was looking to reclaim within 60K, right? And that's exactly what happened. Bitcoin literally reclaimed around 60K again. So if we take a look at the futures on Bitcoin and look at there, look at that move, that draw to the upside on Bitcoin. Dog, something told me, man, we should have just entered into the trade. We had a trade here for Bitcoin, and I saw it. I literally called it, and I was like, listen, Bitcoin is headed back to 60K, man. It wants to be within that range again before it do decide to go any lower. It comes back and draw this liquidity that's right up here. Look at all of this. Look at that wick that's there. Comes back and draw liquidity from here with all these stops, and then continue to go on lower. So yeah, those of you who caught wind of that, kudos to you. Kudos to you. So back to our initial trade, and as we're sitting here looking here, we are going a little bit sideways here. So I'm thinking that we're looking to accumulate here and be able to continue our move to the upside here. So we're just going to continue to be a little bit patient. We have trailed, so we're giving the market a little bit of room to breathe. If we don't continue to go up and we just start consolidating here, I will give the trade a little bit room to breathe, giving a little bit of the profits back, maybe coming back to a certain key level that I like. But we have secured profits twice within this trade already, so we're just letting the runner run and do his thing. We just don't want to give all of it back, right? So as the trade is continuing, one thing that I'm looking at, I want to know what, as far as, well, we see silver with a boost this morning, gold with a boost this morning. Is this the volatility that China was talking about? I'm like, what volatility? This is great opportunity to be trading something like gold or silver, right? Like if you know what you're doing, great opportunity to be able to trade these. And look at that entry point of what you could have had this morning. Had we would have been focusing on gold, like which we wasn't. We was focused on indices this morning, not precious metals. But boom, there was your entry point right there. Boom, boom, and took off, right? And it looked like it reclaimed that level of support. So if we were to go here to the daily, there you go. Look at that. The reclaim of support that's there. What was once support became resistance, and look, it reclaimed, it reclaimed that support again. It could be coming here to perhaps I would have to look on the lower time frame to be able to see exactly. Okay. So with this structure, it's looking like price could come back to 4,300, 4,400, perhaps with gold. Just off of a little bit of what we see this morning so far with gold moving the way that it is. But again, this morning, man, I'm liking what it is of what we've done within our specific trade itself, putting ourselves in position to be able to secure profits on today. Now, let's do this real quick. I want us to continue higher to 75.68. That's what I want. 75.68 full TP. I want full TP right here. 75.68. Can we get it? Can we get it? It's 10:25 here. So our runner is running this morning. This trade definitely will be going on a highlight reel too as well. We'll be putting this on our highlight reel. If you go back and check out the highlight reel, we have some really solid trades there of what's been happening on the highlight reel for ES. You have to go and check those out. Take a look at oil. Oil has been, look at this bear flag that's here. You can see it here. I mean, here, 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 and it's going to be dumping even more with oil. Psh. That's insane. I do want to show you a little bit of, and I don't mind those of you who do want to be a part of New Level and get some of our macro intel of what we've been discussing. I'm gonna put this up for you too as well, so that you could be able to see this macro intel of what we've been discussing. And what we've been discussing within the macro intel, I could pull this up right here to show you all real quick. I'll close this out the way so I could be able to see. But with our macro intel, what we've been talking about is, look at this. We've been talking about literally the cross-asset impact of the king dollar regimen. So the dollar has been king here. We haven't taken a look at the dollar this morning. Let's take a look at the DXY this morning while we are sitting here, because this has been playing a major part into our trades, right? Of what we've been looking for. So you can see it Caught that resistance move, slight pullback, basically breathing from the big move of what it had. Took a deep breath, and then now look, it's pushing back and continuing back to go up to the upside, which is drawing everything else along with it. What did we say about to understand the moves across indices, stocks, cryptos, and metals right now? We have to look directly at the US dollar index, following strong macroeconomic data, including a massive non-farm payrolls beat. The DXY surged out of its previous consolidation. It aggressively claimed the 100 handle and extends its multi-week rally upward into a premium array near 101.35 and 101.80. Is everything affected by the DXY? Absolutely. The DXY acts as an ultimate liquidity sponge because global assets are priced in dollars, and a surging dollar exerts a powerful gravity-like pull across every major asset class, draining liquidity from risk markets and commodities into the safety of the greenback. So, when you want to know why certain things are moving the way that they're moving, it's because of the dollar. You could go back and look at US, those of you who are my crypto users, go and look at USDT dominance. And then you tell me. Matter of fact, we could go and look at it together. I don't even have to let you wait on that. We can go and look at that together. USDT dominance. What do you see going on with USDT dominance? And I want to give it to you in a line, right? Like, we can look at this from a line, not so much candle. What does it mean when USDT is down? What does that mean? Those of you who trade crypto, you should be able to know the correlations in between USDT and USDT dominance. So when USDT dominance is up and USDT is down, what is the correlation between the two? Can someone tell me in the chat, please? Those of you who are my crypto users. All right, so let's go back to ES. Look like we got a little weak here. So we see a little bit of a pullback here as the trade is trying to gain some breathing room here. It's 10:32 this morning so far. We see the reaction off of this fair value gap here, a shift in market structure. So we're going to go ahead and close out the trade.
Order filled.
And walk away with profits on today on this trade. I like it. I like it. Let's take a look at our execution marks. Go ahead and place our execution marks on there so that you can be able to see where our entry points were and where we took profits, right, on the trade. So beautiful trade this morning. I like it. I like it. I'm not complaining as much. I will take it for what it is, right? Beautiful trade this morning. So I appreciate you all. Those of you who have any questions, man, we got our Discord family here. You can hit the link to join our Discord in the chat. We have our newsletter. You can sign up for our newsletter in the chat. If you want to schedule a one-on-one with me so that we could do some one-on-one trade talk, you can do that within the chat. And you can subscribe and hit that like button. If you like how we trade and you like the trade of what happened and took place on the day, you see the execution, hey, come and join. All right. So you tell me, what is it that you want to do? You tell me that. If you say, Jeremy, I want to be able to learn how to trade using all of the tools of what you use, we'll be able to figure that out to be able to help you, because I want you to be able to learn this information. That's why the trades of what I show you is free, so you could be able to see me do it in real time. And if that's something that you want, then I have no problem with helping you get that. All right. So I appreciate you all, man, for tuning in. Again, that's another banger in the chat, another win. And so no trades on tomorrow. I will not be here tomorrow to trade. So we will be resuming back on Friday. So, or we will be able to. Yeah, we should be resuming. I know it's going to be a holiday, so we'll see. Tomorrow's the 2nd and then the 3rd. So we'll see. I think the market closed early we'll see. I'm not even gonna jump the gun, but we'll see. So I'll see you all on tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'll see you all on Friday. Right?